Welcome to Winning Begins at Home. I'm Randy Gravitt. Can't wait to hang out with you today for just a few minutes here. I've got a question, as I teased yesterday on our what I'll call our first episode. Maybe it was our first after halftime. We took a break. For those of you who listened to the old Chasing Greatness show, we for I guess over 17 months we've been away from this channel, and we're just now coming back. Spent the last really year and a half with my friend Mark Miller. We've been focused on creating a channel at Lead Every Day. So if you've not checked out the Lead Every Day show, I hope you'll do that. That's about winning at work. Well, we've had so many conversations with executives and leaders that we work with, and they keep saying the things that you're talking to us about, culture and engagement, all this stuff, they're working at work, but there's this other side of life, and how do we win there? And I'm passionate about that so much. I dream of every single person having a thriving life outside of work. Really not just outside of work. I want them to win at work as well. But I always say if you win at work and you lose at home, I think you still lose. I think the goal is to have an integrated life, a holistic view on the way we think about things. And so I'm excited to hang out with you here on this channel. Thanks for being a part of it. I didn't say this yesterday, but let me give you a little bit of housekeeping here. This will show up on YouTube. You may be watching on YouTube. Hope so. If you'll hit the subscribe button there, you'll make sure you get every episode that we drop, which will be cool. Give us a like if you and share, all the stuff there. Or if you listen just on podcast, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your iTunes, wherever you get your podcast, you can find us there as well, audio and video. I know a lot of people before would show these little segments maybe to some of their team. They would talk about them. Be some good conversation starters, maybe things unrelated to work, watch them with your small group, whatever you got going on. We're trying to make this as relevant as we can. I said yesterday, this is not going to be about something as much as it is going to be for someone, and it's going to be for you. And so many times I'll be talking to you about things that I'm talking to myself about. And so just bring you into that conversation. We'll have guests and some things will be fun, but I promised you a question yesterday. I mentioned that I had written a book called Winning Begins at Home. One of the questions in that book that I love this question. I keep asking myself because I'm actually trying to win at home, right? I want to win at home, and our kids are grown up and gone off now. And we got a bunch of little grandkids running around, which is fun. But I keep asking myself this question, no matter what season of life I'm in. And I'm guessing some of you are in different seasons. I know right now some young moms, I know some young dads. I know some people who are single. I know some people who are, I know some people who are pregnant. I know some people who've been married a long time. I know some people who are working on retirement. I know a guy who's relocating into a different state after decades near where I live. And so there's all these different seasons, but I think this question works no matter what season you're in, especially if you're struggling in your relationships. Maybe there's tension in some of the relationships that you have going on at home. Here's my question. What would you need to do to live your life in such a way that the people who know you the best actually love you the most? What would you need to do maybe differently to live your life in such a way that the people who know you the best actually love you the most? That's such a powerful question, such a simple question. And yet how many times do the people who know us the best, they know us the best, right? They know everything about us. We can go to work and act one way. We come home, we feel like we can let our hair down, so to speak. Not so much for me. I don't have a lot of hair, but we just feel like it doesn't really matter. They have to love me. They have to, what if we flipped the script on that and said, what would I need to do to live my life in such a way that they actually do love me? They want to love me. They're not obligated, but they literally are enjoying being in that relationship together. And I'm guessing if you're like me, there's some tweaks that you can make. There's some maybe even some overhauls for some of us. There's some things that we need to do drastically different. I know so many people, the people who know them the best actually respect them the least. And if we're inauthentic in our relationships that matter most, I don't know about you, but when I lie down at night, if there's conflict and strife and stuff going on between my wife and me, or between one of my kids and me, or if, I said something that I shouldn't have said, or I said something in the way I shouldn't have said it, that's really hard to feel good about yourself in that. And so I asked the question yesterday. I borrowed the question from the Bible, actually, the "where are you" question. I'll ask you that question today. Where are you when it comes to those relationships in your life that really do matter most to you? and when your life is all said and done, I mean, you get to the end of your life, you're going to look back, and those people that you lived with, how did you get along? And I've been talking to people recently who are really struggling. I was talking to a guy just a couple of days ago who said that one of his kids, they were estranged from them for 5 or 6 years. And I mean, I can't imagine that you care about somebody so deeply, and then there's this strife going on. And so I want to challenge us all to ask that question. What do I need to do to live my life in such a way the people who know me the best actually love me the most? Had an interesting conversation with one of our daughters. We have 4 daughters. Our baby girl a few years ago, I told her she was leaving she was here visiting and then was leaving, and I told her before she left, I said, I love you. I want you to know I love you. And she said, Dad, I love you and I like you. And I'm just going to be honest with you, that was one of the best moments of my life. I mean, it was so good, because there's been some times where my kids would say, I love you. They have to say that, right? Because you buy them Cheerios and, you pay their tuition and all, they got clothes and the roof and all that stuff. I mean, I understand that there are people who they love you because they're supposed to, but I'm not sure that the people that I live with, and in fact, I am sure that they would all say, well, there's times that you haven't been so likable. And so I knew when she said that I had been making intentional effort to ask this question and to try to think about what would I really need to do. It's not just some question that you ask yourself. It's like, what do you really need to do? And then are you willing to do that? And it takes on so many shapes and forms, right? When we answer that question truthfully, sometimes we need to tell somebody the truth. We need to be willing to hold them accountable. And I understand that it's so easy for us to say, let me make sure that I'm parenting and they know, but so many times, am I willing to admit when I'm wrong? That's going to make me more likable, more lovable, more likable. Am I willing to admit that I don't know everything and I've got places where I'm trying to grow, and not to be so harsh? What's the old phrase? You're never persuasive when you're abrasive. I think so many times we think just saying it louder will make us more right. And my wife says that doesn't work. You don't need to say it louder to convince me more. I think how we say things, what we say is important, yes, but how we say it can be so important as well. And so just want to remind you today that you get to choose how you live your life, what you do, what your attitude is, what your level of love. I mean, that's the way we would say it, right? If we're going to have people want to love us, we need to love them first. And so I want to encourage you today to live your life in such a way the people who know you best love you the most, and they might even like you. How cool would that be? So I hope you'll join us tomorrow. I've got another little aspect of this conversation I'll give you tomorrow if you'll come back. I think this one could help you when it comes to your communication. If you want to communicate better, I got a visual reminder for you tomorrow. I think it was eye-opening for me. I hope it'll help you. All right, continue to share with friends and family. Help us as we continue to grow things here. We're trying to help you win outside of work every day. Help somebody else win as well. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow for more Winning Begins at Home.